Hi, welcome to Real News Live. Hello, everybody. Hope that you guys are having a great night. Hi, Nana. Hi, of course, Catherine, Sandra, Glenda, Susan, Richard, Catherine, Rodney, Susie, Pammy, Tia. How you guys all doing tonight? Glenda, Alice, Billy. How you doing? How you doing, Catherine? Yeah, Memorial Day is upon us. Of course, we kick off Memorial Day weekend with flight cancellations and the ridiculous 3,000 flights already canceled have been canceled. 3,100 flights, actually. 3,600 flights. Wow. That number went up quite a bit today as we were watching. Quite a bit. Hi, Karen. Yeah, please share if you're in here. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Tia. Everybody, please share if you're in here to share the stream out, get it out there as much as possible for us. Definitely appreciate it. Do we know why the teacher opened the door 1 minute before he crashed the truck? The teacher opened the door actually go get a cell phone, I guess. That was the whole thing. But flight cancellations are up to 3,600 already this weekend. And of course, they're blaming weather cancellations for bad weather and air traffic control on Friday, saying they're trying to cancel flights at least 24 hours in advance. But I have a question. Is that really the case, or is it a fuel issue as we look deeper into this? A lot of course, people have noticed gas prices are still on the rise or going up. It's a big problem when a lot of flights are being canceled and the most busiest day of the year for travel. Today we got to remember our fallen soldiers, the people that fought and died for the freedoms of this country. The freedoms that we experience today that may not be here much longer. Especially as we look around and see what's happening. Of course, the U.S. is planning to send advanced rocket systems to Kiev. And these are long-range weapons, expected to arrive in weeks, and would enable Ukraine to start striking Russia's batteries not only in Donbass, but directly anywhere in Russia if they wanted to. Of course, the Biden administration is expected to announce as early as next week it will be sending Ukraine its long-range rocket systems to Kiev. This is a direct counter of what Russia already said. If this happens, it's over. Russia will take action. Of course, Kiev says it's necessary to fight off the Russian onslaught in Donbass region. But how far are we willing to take this? And when are Americans going to stand up and say, no, we're not going to be involved anymore? But that's not the only surprising news coming out of Ukraine or going to Ukraine. A video shows Western fighters ambushing a Ukrainian vehicle with rocket launchers, or a Russian vehicle in Ukraine with rocket launchers. Yes, you heard that right. A video shows the moment a group of Western volunteers ambush and destroy a Russian armored vehicle in Ukraine. In the brief clip, the English-speaking fighters emerge from a tree line in the countryside near Kiev, and hit a vehicle identified as a BTR-80 armored personnel carrier. This is not good. Not good at all. This is giving more fuel for Russia to say why they want to attack the West, and of course Russia's stepping it up. The video of the attack was shared by Kiev's independent reporter. It was also picked up by weapons tracking accounts on Twitter and Telegram. I mean, these are obviously trained people going into Ukraine. And the thing is, they're on paid leave. They're not on regular leave. The military has never done this before for most countries. These people are on paid leave to leave the military to go fight in a foreign country. Basically, being sponsored by us or their country backing them. Ridiculous. The weapon used appeared to be an RGW-90 rocket launcher, which is primarily from Germany. It's an anti-tank weapon. After it hit, the men ran away and appeared unharmed, even as Russian forces opened fire towards them. One man shown is Ben Grant, a 30-year-old British man. We know this for sure. Newspaper said Grant is a former Royal Marine who went to Ukraine to fight. His mother is still serving as an MP, Helen Grant. It's just crazy. His unit, according to them, there is made up of mostly British and U.S. military. And the video shows a part of a 15-hour operation that led to 38 Russian soldiers' deaths. 38 Russian soldiers' deaths. You think Russia's going to be happy about this information coming out? That U.S. and European fighters are in the country fighting against them? No. This is a serious issue. A serious issue. Of course, Russia conducted another test on another hypersonic missile, the Zircon missiles, today. The Russian Navy conducted another test on their prototype or prospective hypersonic missile, not a prototype, demonstrating the military's long-range strike capability amid fighting in Ukraine. This, of course, missile can be topped with a nuclear warhead as well. It traveled approximately 540 nautical miles and hit its target at sea, a moving target, an active moving target, without any problems. Of course, this launch has been the latest in the series of tests of the Zircon, which is set to enter the service later this year. I mean, it's capable of flying at 9 times the speed of sound and has a range of over 600 miles. And it can be deployed from even the smallest of ships, frigate, submarine. It could be used against both enemy ships and ground targets. It's one of several hypersonic missiles that Russia will have. Russian officials, of course, boasted that the Zircon's capability, saying it's impossible to intercept with existing anti-missile systems. And the U.S. doesn't know what else to say about that. These are up-and-coming things that are going to affect us long range in this war that we're being drawn into. Putin had a stern warning for Western allies against interference in the Ukraine and has warned in the past about Russian warships are armed with Zircon and would give Russia the capability of strike decision-making centers within minutes of deploying in neutral waters. Russia's ready for this. Are we ready for a return to a permanent war? Because it's here. First, it will bankrupt America, then destroy it. It's sad when Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene are the only two people objecting to the endless war. It's all gone wrong at this point. The United States is near unanimous vote to provide nearly $40 billion more in aid to Ukraine illustrates it's trapped in a death spiral of unchecked militarism. No high-speed trains, no universal health care, no viable COVID relief program, no respite for the 8.3% inflation, no infrastructure programs to repair decaying roads or bridges, which require $41 billion to fix. No forgiveness of student debt. No addressing income inequality. No programs to feed the 17 million children who go to bed hungry each night. No curbing of epidemics, mass shootings. No help for the 100,000 Americans who die each year of drug overdose. No raising of minimum wage. No respite of gas prices that are projected to hit $6 a gallon within weeks. The permanent war of the economy, implemented since World War II, has destroyed the private economy, bankrupted nations, and squandered trillions of dollars of taxpayer money. But the monopolies are being capitalized by the military and driving the U.S. debt to $30 trillion. $6 trillion more than the U.S. GDP of $24 trillion. Servicing this debt costs around $300 billion a year. We spent more in military, the $813 billion, for the last fiscal year, or for the fiscal year of 2023, than the next 9 countries, including China and Russia, all of them combined. What are we doing? We're sending all our military equipment to other countries. We're giving it away. We're allowing it to be given or fought for other countries and being used for other purposes. We're paying a heavy social price, political and economic cost. As Washington just watches passively as the U.S. rots, the morals and the politics and the economics and the physics of our country fall apart. We see it every day. While China and Russia and Saudi Arabia and India and other countries extract themselves from the tyranny of the U.S. dollar and the integrative social society, the worldwide interbanking financial telecommunication system, SWIFT, is showing exactly what it is, a one bank, a one world bank. They don't want to be a part of it anymore. The U.S., of course, is shuttering most of its nearly 800 overseas military installations and is signaling the death of Pax America. Democrats or Republican, doesn't matter. War is reason decade of the state. Extra vigilant military expenditures are justified in the name of national security. Spying on Americans is justified in the national security guidelines. Nearly $40 billion allocated to Ukraine for national security. And most of that's going into the hands of weapon manufacturers like Raytheon Technologies, General Dynamics, Gunman, Lockheed Martin, and Boeing. And it's only the beginning because we are already so invested in this war. We are going to keep going with it. Let's watch more of our money go into it. We're talking about infusions of $4 to $5 billion in military aid a month into Ukraine is what we've been putting in. We're facing an existential threat, but it doesn't count. The proposed budget for Center Disease Control and Prevention in the year of 2023 is only $10 billion. Proposed budget for the Environmental Protection Agency is $11 billion. But yet Ukraine alone gets more than double that amount. Pandemic and climate emergencies, although afterthoughts, are afterthoughts, war is all that matters. And this is the recipe for collective suicide. There's no restraint at this point. It's bloodlust. It's a premier war economy. And it's becoming permanent. First was the old liberal wing of Democrat Party led by, of course, Senator George McGovern, Arthur, who wrote the Pentagon's propaganda machine. We watch it happen today. The propaganda machine is still in full response. Propaganda machine is still in full response. The ruble is stronger than the dollar right now. That's something the U.S. is not talking about. We had isolated a nation to try to tear its economy apart. But yet Russia's ruble is now stronger than the U.S. dollar. They did exactly what I thought they would do. They isolated themselves, and then they forced people to buy their currency in order to buy oil or any other good from them with gold, increasing the value of their dollar because the exponential backing of their dollar goes up tenfold. We're looking at China right now getting ready to do the same thing. Misunderstood that people don't understand that what's happening is not a good thing. I mean, we could see China, the South China Sea hitting Taiwan within 72 hours. And it wouldn't be a surprise at this point. The sanctions aren't hurting him. You think he stopped selling oil to the world? All of a sudden, China's selling more oil to the world than anywhere else. And you know where that oil is coming from? From trains being offloaded into China with oil and then being put on ships from China and being sold. That's Chinese oil. Yeah. Nut milk is always better. Sorry, that was a bad joke. But you look, for the first time, Russia and China vetoed new sanctions on North Korea. Russia and China on Thursday vetoed the U.S. drafted United Nations Security Council resolutions to strengthen its sanctions on North Korea in a vote that the U.S. ambassador and the UN called dangerously disappointing and likely to fuel more propaganda from Kim Jong-un. But they're backing each other now. They're literally backing each other. Russia and China are now backing Kim Jong-un. There's a problem because he's crazy enough to use nuclear missiles. We may not see Russia use them. We may not see China use them. The heck, he'll go crazy using all his before his country gets wiped out quickly and swiftly. But that would still end us in a nuclear fallout of a nuclear winter situation. May not be for decades, but weeks or years. Years are enough. Take out high percentages of populations. It's sad watching what's happening. Sad. Permanent return to war is here, and I think we should all be ready for it. This isn't going to be some short, quick, done and over with. This is going to be something we're going to be fighting with for a long time. Feed prices are going to go up. Food prices are obviously going up, whereas shortage of wheat's already happening. Shortage of sugar is supposed to start hitting the U.S. in just a few days, literally days away. They expected to start feeling it by Wednesday. So 4 days to look forward to that. See how bad it's going to be. Of course, at first it won't be too bad. But as it stretches on, India doesn't plan on selling sugar till after the new year. So it's going to be long, and it's going to be hard. You don't realize how much sugar is used. If you look at any product you buy that's pre-processed in the grocery store, it contains it, increasing prices drastically. Whereas natural gas prices have now nearly tripled in the U.S. amidst supply fears, and there's almost no ceiling in sight for natural gas. Almost no ceiling in sight. So as we're celebrating our Memorial Day weekend. They sell sugar, but India is the most major sugar producer in the world. Very small percentage comes from Hawaii. Very small percentage comes from Florida anymore. It used to be grown here like crazy. They just don't. So keep an eye on what's happening this weekend. Enjoy your memorial and remember the people that fought for our freedoms, fought for what we believe in, for a free nation. Not a nation in control of the rest of the world, but a nation that is in control of itself. A nation that helps other nations when they're in need, but doesn't jump in to start fights and pick fights every time they turn around. We got a long time coming, and this is going to be a big and serious event. We just got to pray. God be with us all, and God be with America as we head into these darker times. Just be prepared. Be prepared. God bless you guys. I'm going to sign off here. I will see you tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Monday night. Monday night, of course, at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. God bless you all, and have a wonderful weekend. We'll be doing a show on Memorial Day night, so good night.